Okay? All right, let's begin. So, if you've been watching the channel, I mentioned before about in the state of New York on 34th Street that there was a Masonic group. Okay? And and Spirit gave me the other pieces of the puzzle. Okay, Spirit gave me all of the other pieces of the puzzle um, today. Okay, so let's get going. Welcome to my channel. I am the Mermaid, and this is a very powerful channeled message from my ancestors, those that survived, if you want to call it that, the horrors of chattel slavery. Both my enslaved African ancestors and my indigenous families as well. This is a channel message as well for law enforcement. I know you watch my channel, as you should. I am a very powerful psychic medium. Okay, so for this is a channel message from Spirit to those agencies that are working on this case in New York. You're very close. And let me give you a little bit more clues. Okay? So, all right. So, New York City on 34th Street. I was getting that it was a Masonic temple. What I was channeling before was it was a Masonic temple on on 34th. But it's actually a synagogue. Well, yeah, I kind of figured, okay? So the synagogue on 34th is, you've been investigating it and you're like, I can't find what I'm looking for. And to a couple of you guys, you're very close. Let me give you the remaining facts. So if you go back to that synagogue on 34th, okay, they have an elevator. You have to go all the way down, okay? And, okay, so you go to the lowest floor in the elevator, but then you have to get off of that elevator. There are two ways that they do it. There's a subfloor at the synagogue. There's a subfloor at the synagogue that has tunnels that lead to a bank that's nearby. And the bank is where you will find that chamber that you're looking for. There are several chambers at the bank. So the synagogue has tunnels that lead to the bank, and it leads to other families, family homes, and businesses. They all, oh, and so, and Spirit said that the way that, because they're Jewish, so the way that people enter into these tunnels, they have business meetings at the bank, which is normal. They have business meeting and they have investors. Those are just smoke screens. Those are just smoke screens. Those are the people that participate in, exactly what. I'm not going into too much of that right now. They participate in those activities there. And the other people, as to not, as to, so what they do is they have people enter into boxes, because banks don't have deliveries in the front, in the back. So they have people that participate in these rituals with them that are the delivery people, and they bring, um, the human corpses. They bring people in boxes and other containers that are unalived. Some of them are alive. A lot of them are underage. But it's delivery to the bank as well as the synagogue. Sometimes they deliver to the synagogue, and then the boxes are taken in the dummy elevator, and then they're moved, blah blah blah. But something else, as far as evidence that you would want to pay attention to, so they have a lot of companies that they use to launder money. And one of them is a brick or mason making, haha, play on words, company. And when they perform these sick rituals, there are body fluids, there's blood, all kinds of stuff on because the floor is dirt. It's dirt and clay, and then they use this with other. So they get rid of the DNA and they make bricks with it. But they also curse the bricks, and that's how they're able to curse people. That's how they're able, and they sell these bricks. They don't sell these bricks in this community. They sell it to a lot of black, immigrant, African, Latino construction companies. They sell these cursed bricks to these companies, and then when these communities have a lot of misfortune, they harvest their energy that way, and they can also scry. That's one thing that they do. Okay, so another thing that they do. Oh, there is a room. So you know who you are. You were very close. You were so close in the bank. They were nervous, and I know you can tell. There is, similar to the synagogue, there is a two subfloors. One subfloor, you'll know that you're going correctly. It kind of leads down, and there are gargoyles on either aisle, either side of the aisles, and then at the end of that aisle, I guess, you turn to the right, and you're going to see an occult room where they have harnesses and a big pentagram, and they do a lot of weird shit there. But the real weird SHIT happens in the torture chamber below the occult room. The occult room is where they do the sex rituals and other things, but they make blue movies, torture movies, pedo movies of children, pedos that want to purchase movies of them hurting children. These people work for, they pray to Moloch. I don't say his name, not because I'm afraid, but in that torture room, they practice cannibalism, okay? And the synagogue and the bank specifically and intentionally were built on top of African graveyards and Indian burial mounds, which is a no. So what they do in the torture chamber, okay, hold on, let me go back. There are, I know there's at least one. There is a fake 5013 company that is set up, and God didn't give me the name because I don't know, I don't need the name, but they set this up and they say that they get donations, but they're not donations. They set up unalivings and they torture people and they do a lot of nasty shit, and a lot of their sick friends and whomever around the world, all the cabal people enjoy this weird stuff because they all pray to the demon, and they call in just like you're making an electronic bid, and you know, an hour, I don't know, maybe an hour before they get this crap going, you know, they have their clients high end, whatever, they're not high end, they're sick, and they can view live. They have to pay a pretty penny to watch children be sodomized and unalived and sometimes consumed. And the money that is donated is then put on, they buy stocks with it. They have a very hefty portfolio. Okay? They pay little to no taxes on it. They pay no taxes on this money. It's a lot of money. But if you test the dirt around the bank and around you, because they've been scrambling easily, you will find a lot of, if you run it through the labs, you'll find a lot of DNA of missing people. Yes, a lot of missing people and so-called runaways. A lot of these people are not runaways. They're literally stolen right off the street. Okay? These are the same people that have wanted, they still do, you know, want me DEAD. I don't know why I'm spelling, but so yeah, that's what happened there. I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, they have a 5013C. They take bids and then they buy stocks, and everybody knows what they do. Everybody is aware. Okay, so Spirit wanted me to say this synagogue and the people associated with the synagogue and their ancestors, they specifically built the synagogue and the bank on my ancestors. These are my ancestors specifically, and others as well, but mine. They built it over their graveyards because, similar to that movie American Horror Story, where that woman used to, what they showed you in that movie is child's play. These are the same sick, demented people